One day, a plane carrying 155 passengers encountered a flock of birds. The engines were immediately sucked in, and the plane lost power. Both engines on either side were completely destroyed. The cabin shook violently. The captain still didn't know the true condition of the engines. He only felt the engines slowing down. He attempted to restart the engines, but there was no response. Suddenly, the power was cut off. Without hesitation, he activated the auxiliary power unit, and the power was restored. The flight attendants began to reassure the passengers, telling them to fasten their seatbelts and that it was just some turbulence. The first officer quickly opened the emergency procedures manual, looking for the emergency plan for dual engine failure. The captain immediately contacted the control tower to report the situation and request assistance. The tower immediately ordered all flights to stop and to focus all efforts on helping the plane return. But the captain knew in his heart that they might not make it back, that the only option was an emergency landing on the river. Although there was a backup airport to the right, the plane was now too low to climb again. Calmly, the captain issued instructions for everyone to prepare for impact.
Heads down, stay down. Heads down, stay down.
With 42 years of flying experience, the captain knew that landing on the Hudson River was their only choice. After giving the order, he lost communication with the tower, and the radar no longer showed the plane's signal. The tower kept calling but received no response. The chance of a successful water landing was less than 1%, and everyone was praying. In the cabin, someone sent a final message to their loved one: "I love you." The captain maintained steady control of the plane, carefully adjusting the angle for the water landing. 50 meters, 30 meters, 20 meters. The plane made a smooth landing on the Hudson River without breaking apart. The entire plane miraculously floated on the water. The captain immediately left the cockpit and organized the evacuation. The door opened, and the emergency slide automatically deployed. Passengers escaped through the slide and emergency exits, making their way to the wings. The cold river water kept rising, but everyone stayed calm and orderly. The Coast Guard found them and immediately called for rescue. Helicopters and rescue boats arrived in no time. The Coast Guard carefully approached the wing and rescued each passenger. The flight attendants were the last to leave the plane. Soon, the last remaining passengers were rescued, and the entire rescue operation was nearly flawless. However, the captain didn't relax. He returned to the cabin, which was taking on water, to ensure that no one was left behind. Once he confirmed that everyone was safe, he took the critical records and was the last to leave the plane. With the help of various teams, the rescue was successfully completed. Once on shore, Sully still wore a serious expression. His greatest concern was whether all 155 passengers on the plane had survived, but the passengers were dispersed, and he couldn't get an immediate answer. He was taken to the hospital for checks, and it was then that union representatives brought the good news: all 155 passengers were alive. The captain finally breathed a sigh of relief. The news outlets went into overdrive, calling him a true hero, but awaiting him was a strict investigation from the National Transportation Safety Board.